Hello, welcome to Sunday night reading sprints. I nearly said Thursday. I don't know what day it is. I work 2 days in the middle of the week, so generally I've just got no idea what day I'm on. But as you can see, we are joined by lovely Alex Fawkes, who's the author of Rules for Vampires, and I always mess up the second title. Remind me the second title.
No, that's okay. It's Go to Spiteback. Rules for Vampires.
It
Go to
was.
Spiteback. That's the one. That's us.
It's the bite. It's the bite that just gets me because I'm like, vampires bite back. Ghosts bite vampires. Just get them all. So yeah, all the right words in the wrong order. That's typical of my life at the minute.
You are perfect. That is, that's what I'm planning on doing today, actually. All the right words, but in the wrong order. So I feel like we're on the same wavelength today, Amy.
I think first drafts just are that, aren't they? Where some bits of the plot, I genuinely feel like I'm writing, this is pants, sort later. In fact, sometimes I do write that. This scene isn't really going how I think it's going to, but I'm just going to write these words to add to my word count and then move on.
Yes. Because, the thing is, then you can always come back to it with fresh eyes, can't you? And I figure if we wallowed in writer's block forever, I'd never get anything done with the amount that I get blocked. So I think that sounds like a good strategy to me.
Yeah, I always think I don't get blocked because I plod on regardless and try and write 1,000 words a day, even if the sky is falling on me. But there have been some days where I haven't written this month just because I haven't known the plot. So tonight I'm plotting. I have little bits of paper. I'm going to try not to accidentally show them. Little bits of paper that I'm trying to put in an order. So I now have a plot, but it doesn't have an order. So it says things like exciting scene in this location where these people die, but I don't know when it happens. So I've got to figure out when to murder my people and how long I need them for. Because I've made that mistake before. Like, I'm not going to kill off anybody willy-nilly. I'm going to make sure that they die at the opportune moment.
Right, I understand. Although the thing is, if you're using the little piece of paper technique, at least then you've got the exciting bit down, the why and the how.
Yeah.
And then you can, everything else can be moved around, but at least you can have fun and write what you want to write.
Yeah.
And then it can be chopped and changed, copy paste.
Yeah, I was just talking to my husband about this earlier, and it's the whole thing of you can't edit unless you have a first draft, and he's really good at helping me edit and always gives me loads of feedback, but he just can't do that. Like, he can't think of the ideas for me, but as soon as I've got the idea, we bounce back, and he kind of says, that bit makes no sense. I'm like, yes, I know, what can I do about it? And then we bounce and kind of come up with ideas, and I need a draft to be able to do that, and I've got quite a few people that I do that with, and I think that unless the idea exists, I can't do anything with it.
That's it. Well, it sounds like you've got a good technique anyway of just like getting everything out. You just sort of go bleh onto the paper, and then you've got it to tidy up afterwards. That's it. I think that's a good technique. I'm definitely an advocate for that. I try to go as weird as possible in my first draft and then rein it in after. Otherwise I get bored.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever rein it in. That's the problem. I'm like, how disgusting and like creepy can I make this scene? And then I'm like, oh no, they didn't make me take it out. In it goes in its days.
It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger in the draft. I get that. There's things that were cut from the initial draft of vampires that ended up in the final thing, and it was like it was all the weird stuff that was removed and then sort of came back and then got even weirder. And like there's this bit where Mina, who's my secondary protagonist, my ghostly protagonist, like she has like a third eye in her forehead that like opens up, and it's like it all gets a bit psychedelic. So I think definitely you do you is what I'm saying, Amy. You do you, girl. That sounds good to me. And I will be here to buy Mina 3 and enjoy it.
Yay, thank you. I will try and finish it so you can do that. Ashlyn's here.
Please do, just for me.
Ashlyn, just on the subject of girls, what they want to do and writing first draft.
Hi, how are you?
We're good, thank you. Is it light where you are? I'm so confused because I've pretended that it's nighttime in our house because I have to convince Nathan that it's time to go to bed. It's like all the curtains shut, it's bedtime. Even though it's bright outside. So I just saw some daylight and I was like, oh gosh, it is still daylight, isn't it? It's not the middle of winter.
It is. It's really bright, and it's confusing my kids as well. And they're like some of the clocks haven't been put forward. And they're like, you can't send us to bed. It's only 6 o'clock. It's like, sorry.
Yeah, earlier. there was talk of us going to the supermarket, and then we went, oh, except the fact that we're looking at an analog clock, and it's the UK, and it's actually 4 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. So we did not go to the supermarket and get nice snacks. So I was just mentioning to Alex that I'm going to be using my little bit of paper technique and cutting them up and putting them hopefully in an order that makes sense tonight. So I have a plot, it just needs an order. And I'm reading this really good book. Have either of you heard of this?
Oh no, that looks good.
So it's a girl who is the illegitimate heir, illegitimate child of the King of England. I don't think she's got any claim to the throne. Made up king, made up whole line of succession. And she's been kind of in boarding schools, keeps getting kicked out, gets herself spectacularly kicked out. And where does she have to go and stay but Windsor Castle? So she's just been chucked in with this royal family, some of whom didn't know she exists. And it's I think it's described as the Princess Diaries.
Sounds great.
It's scandal and murder, but it's like Gossip Girl meets the Princess Diaries meets the King is Dead. And it's one of those things that I've had it on my shelf for ages, and it comes out next month. So I thought, I better pick this up, and it's so good. I'm like, I need to get my head.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
So did you see Scandal and Murder as well?
Yes, well, apparently so. I haven't got 20 murder yet, and I'm 80 pages in, but I'm hopeful as always for some murder. Okay.
Everything's improved with murder, except dinner, but
I wonder if I'm ever going to write a book where there isn't some horrible murder. Have you ever managed it, Ashlyn? Do any of your books have happy people that don't die in them?
The ones that I wrote when I was a teenager that came out just in Ireland that were fairy tale retelling. I don't think anyone got murdered in those. But no, none of my more recent ones. It's just too much fun.
Even in yours, Alex, one of your main characters spectacularly dies, right at the beginning of the book, don't they?
Yeah.
We don't keep people dead, do we, in our worlds? always. Sometimes they come back, don't they, in various forms.
Yeah, and that's
absolutely
fun too. It's fun to put people through the emotional ringer and then sort of it's oh no, never mind, fixed it.
Yeah, we get a little do-over, don't we, in our worlds of not being kind of realistic murder. They might not be dead. I'm just going to pop to the comments because there's a couple of people here chatting to us, and then we'll find out what we're working on. Ooh, hi Stephen. House of Hunger is so good. I love that. It is Elizabeth Bathory kind of retelling where a girl goes to be a blood maid for this bloodthirsty countess. It's very good. And you can't find Rosie. Oh, I'm wondering if you're looking for Rosie herself, she may be coming tonight if she gets back in time. If you're looking for Rosie's book, it's 16 Souls. It's really, really good, and you can find it everywhere. Hi, Kasia. Thank you for joining us for this completely random and last minute sprint. Yeah, it confuses me every time. I forget that Kasia's in a different time zone when we're talking, and I'm like, I'm really tired. It's 10:15, and Kasia goes, or 11:15. Yes.
Whereabouts is Kasia?
Kasia's in, oh God, I always get this wrong. Spain.
No. Oh wow.
Netherlands.
Germany, but she moved to
Germany, but moved to Netherlands and has connections in Spain. Just remind me if I've got that right, Kasia, because I'm so bad at geography. Do you have certain subjects that you hear a word and it just instantly goes out of your head? For me, that's geography. People go, I'm from Ireland, and I'm like, I can cope with Ireland. Say anything more than Ireland, I'm like, I won't ever remember that. I just
my
can't
geography
do it.
is terrible too, and people, assume that I will know where places are in Ireland. I don't. I barely know where things are in my own house. Don't get me started on that.
Alex, I know you live south of me. I know you've told me several times where you live, and I'm not going to out on the internet, but I generally can't remember. So
that's okay. That's all right.
Tell me where you live.
Please don't worry. You know what though, and I think that a lot of people listening to this will agree. I think a lot of people have heard of Stoke-on-Trent, but if you ask them roughly where Stoke-on-Trent is, the majority of people cannot tell you.
Do you know why I've been
and neither
there?
can I.
I've been there to go to a strongman competition. So I went to the World's Strongest Teams competition there. So I've actually been to Stoke to go and see some strongman.
Oh my God. How weird.
There's a very nice park there, actually.
How
was
park.
that? It was fun.
A very nice
I really
park.
liked it. Yeah. I'm going to look it up. But yeah, we went to this Ace Park as well. There's a ferry walk around the lake and a great big garden centre. It was quite cool by it.
Oh, Trentham.
Yeah.
Trentham
Yes,
Gardens,
that's it.
I bet
Yeah.
that would be.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, Trentham is rather nice. It is rather posh. That is not where I grew up, but yes, it is. It is very nice. So if anyone is coming to Stoke, visit Trentham. They have a monkey
Yes.
forest.
Yes, we did walk
Shout
through
out to
that.
my
That was
friend
excellent.
Steve, who worked at the monkey forest and once fell over carrying a bucket of bananas and threw them all up in the air like a cartoon, and then the monkeys came dive bombing out of the trees.
That's amazing.
Visit Stoke-on-Trent.
That's amazing.
That's just what I would do. I feel like nobody could hear that story and like want to stay away from Stoke-on-Trent now. Like you've just got to go and see Steve, the comedically clumsy monkey guy. Can you be a character?
I'll tell him.
He sounds funny.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to ask him if he would like to, you know, join the board of tourism or something, and I feel like that would be great.
Okay, Sharon, controversial here. Just relaxing some book spines. I heard about this for the first time on Instagram. I thought it was a joke. A lady went and sat. So she sat. I'm not going to do it because I don't dare. I'd have to build up to it. She sat and bent the spine of her book a little bit at a time to make it floppy and not, you know, sometimes you read books like My Mina too. It's quite stiff. I'm sorry, I'm already using the terms I really don't want to say on camera, but it's quite stiff and you try to bend it and it's quite hard to open. And people sit and bend the spine of the book prior to reading it. Thoughts, people on screen? Shock. I was shocked and confused, but then thought, actually, I kind of get it. I went through all the emotions.
Well, you know, a good friend of mine that I used to work with, she has complained actually about the lack of floppiness in the Rules of Vampire series, because apparently people do really like when you put a book down and it just goes, you know, invitingly for you to open. So maybe Sharon knows something that we don't.
Yeah, Sharon, tell us. Oh, in fact, Sharon explains a little bit lower down. I'm going to skip through the comments, then we can see what Sharon thinks. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Yes, see, this is why.
Yes,
I think we almost got there between me and Kev in the end. Sorry, Kasha. I do listen to you, I swear. It's just geography. I really can't understand it or hold it in my head. And I'm also not good with accents either, so I can't even hear an accent and think, yes, I know that that's where you're from, because all accents kind of sound the same to me, like vaguely UK, vaguely not, maybe America-ish, Europe-ish is as far as I can do.
Sharon, yes, wonderful. I see. Demon's lovely.
Bending spines for 20 years. I feel like I need to do it on a book. Shall I do it on my own and report back and see if I like it? Or if I'll come back like, I've broken my book, all the pages fall now. Like, do the pages fall out, Sharon? I want to know all the details. I'm shocked and a bit scared. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally get that. Special way of cracking the spine carefully. I just honestly, literally, I've heard about this for the first time today. I saw a video of it. I'm shocked, librarians. You've been holding out on us. Do people?
Yes, a secret librarian technique. I never did that when I was a librarian, although I was too busy, you know, wrangling children to
read
carefully,
books.
Carefully bending books. You know, it was more chasing kids down the corridors with the books. So I don't know.
I can see the logic in doing it in the library, because do you ever get a brand new book out of the library and you know no one else has read it? But it's not like opening one of your own books. You feel like you're, I don't know, I feel like I'm doing something wrong being the first person to read it. I much prefer a library book that feels like it's been like lightly loved before me. So I can see if I get it and it's easier to open. I don't feel like I'm ruining it for other people, taking all the story out.
You're a good soul. That's why you feel that way.
Well, I'm going to ask Sharon now. Will you please video yourself doing it and show us how, and either put it on TikTok if you feel comfortable, or just send it to me, because I really don't know how you can do it without all the pages falling out, and I'm quite heavy-handed, so I feel like I would just destroy any book I do this to. But I like the idea of it. I like the idea of that aesthetically pleasing photograph where the book just lays there like open page of a book. It sounds good.
That would be great, wouldn't it? It'd be great for book promo and stuff like that, because I feel like whenever I want to show, an illustration or what have you, I'm having to bend it open, and then
you let go and it just goes close again, and you've lost your page.
Exactly. Teach us your ways, Sharon. Please teach us. Please help us. Han. Yes, yes. The thing is, this is one thing that we don't have in Stoke, and that is the sea. So it was very, very nice on the Great North Water Tour
Oh,
to go and see the sea with Richard Drake of Drake Bookshop, which is where Han works, which is absolutely amazing. And we had fish and chips, and it was great. You know, if I'm being fed and there's the sea, then I'm happy.
well,
And we
everybody
weren't
take
attacked by
note of that.
seagulls.
Yeah, take note of that if you ever need to keep Alex on side. Fish and chips and
There you
ocean.
go.
You used to work in the Bodleian as well, Sharon. Like, I'm learning so many secrets today. I love the Bodleian. It's amazing. And a book massage. I'm so intrigued.
Massage.
Yeah, so intrigued.
Technique.
I need to know everything. I feel like I can't concentrate until I'll see this being done. I need to find the video, actually. I saw on Instagram earlier and was really shocked and then kind of moved on. So I might have to go back and find that video. Hello, thank you. Welcome to everybody.
Hello and goodbye.
Why is Alex saying massaging books? Yes, that is what we're talking about. It's all fine. Bending spines versus not, because I suppose this book, like, it's not doing much, is it, when I'm holding it? But I feel like if I'd bent the spine, it would just be satisfyingly opening right now. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try and go and do some plotting, but that is going to be on my mind now. I just know it is. So I haven't asked what you two are doing. I'm cutting up little bits of paper and looking like I'm working. I swear I will be. What are you planning to do, Alex? Are we still writing kind of illicit rules for vampires, going your own way, doing your own thing?
Yes, I know. I'm so naughty, you know, I'm just a maverick at heart. So yeah, I will be writing some rules for vampires. I'm also crocheting a thing. If I can show you, it looks a bit weird, but this is what I've got so far, and it'll move down. It's a well, I'm hoping that it will be like a book cover. It's going to be a gift for a friend. So I'm going to carry on working on that as well while I'm plotting a few bits.
Very good. I like the fact that you're writing something you want to write, because so often, although you're enjoying the book you're writing, you're also thinking about that deadline and that contract and the next book that you're going to write after it. Whereas writing something for joy, that's a nice thing, isn't it?
It's making a big difference, actually, I must admit, to the way that I am kind of feeling about everything. I feel like it's the process has been a lot more similar to book one, which is where my joy was. So I think that is kind of what I am recapturing right now. But we'll see. You know, ask me in a few chapters' time and I might be crying.
Middles are hard. I'm getting through that middle angst now. I think I've written nearly 50,000 words now. I'm like, oh, I know what's happening in this book now. Still not 100%, but it's starting to feel like a book and not just a string of events that have nothing to do with each other. So that's something. Oh, we're getting compliments. Look, thank you.
Who is this person? Have you wandered in? Are you all right?
I'm sure they have excellent taste, clearly. Yeah, you can watch.
Have a good time. Have a good time working on something of your own as well, and come and join us and do some
writing the next things.
Yeah.
So how about you, Ashlyn? Are you still in a similar situation to me of middle of the story, kind of no man's land?
Yeah, I'm middle of the story, but I am looking forward to what I'm writing tonight, because this is one, you have those scenes in your head that you're dying to get to. So this is one of them. This is a big party scene, and it's kind of a flashback to things that happened before, and the reason that everything is bad in the story now. So it's kind of, it's going to be like a bit scandalous and a bit of fighting and drama, and I'm looking forward to writing it. Well, although what I'm actually going to be doing, I'm saying I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be sitting here thinking about that poor guy flying backwards with the monkeys jumping on him. It'd be very hard to write anything else after that.
I feel like that's going to sneak into one of our books, like either with us realizing it or not realizing it. Like maybe 5 years from now, Ashlyn's going to be like, I've had a really inventive idea about a guy called Steve and some bananas. But then you're editing it,
and I'll be like, oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, I know.
No, you're my childhood friend, Steve.
You're going to read this one, and I'll get to the party scene, and it'll be like, oh, hey, Steve is here with the bananas.
What's the baby?
Oh my god!
Dirty Dancing line. I carried a watermelon. It'll be like that moment, won't it? But I carried the bananas.
Oh my god! Or like 10 Things I Hate About You. That must be Nigel with the brie when the door goes. Oh, that must be Steve with the. But that would work, because in 10 Things I Hate About You, he opens the door and it is Nigel with the brie, but it's also all of those people that pile in. So you could open the door and then have all the monkeys pile in. I'm so sorry I brought this energy to the stream again.
No.
I am going to calm down. I'm going to drink my tea and do my writing.
No, I like it. I feel quite
I'm
uplifted by this energy. I feel slightly hysterical, which is assuming that that's a good state to be in. And I love the fact that you love 10 Things I Hate About You, because that is, I always forget that I would say that is in my top 10
It's so
films.
good.
It's genius.
Oh, it's great. I could probably quote it word for word. It is brilliant. It's a masterpiece.
It is. Although it makes me want to cry now when I watch it. Like, Heath
Oh,
Ledger.
because
Yes,
Heath
me too.
Ledger? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
He's so charming.
I think that was like, when you hear sort of bad celebrity news, I think that's still one of the worst for me. Like, hearing that Heath Ledger passed away, I was like genuinely really upset.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's such like an icon, and I grew up like so into that film. It's so sad. And there I've brought the mood down. Quick, think about bananas and Stephen. Okay, right. I think that might be between different levels of hysteria. I'm going to just calm down now and go to a stream. So let us know in the comments what you're reading. If you're enjoying our random banana-ness, feel free to critique us on our story. And, Alex, we swear she didn't make it up. That sounds like too silly to not be real.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go put the kitty on. So we will see you in 40 minutes. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Are we back?
How did we get on? Ashlyn, did you have a good sprint?
Yes, I think so. I don't know exactly how many words I did because I wasn't keeping track. But I got completely absorbed, and like Kitty definitely made me jump. So yes, it's been a lot of fun. I'm writing some particularly mean characters at the moment, so I'm getting to throw some really fun insults in and stuff, which is nice.
Excellent. Yeah. I hope we didn't break your concentration too much. We'll let you get back to it in just a minute. But...
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's fine. No, I don't want I want the sprint to be helpful, but I don't want it to kind of stop you from your flow.
No, it didn't.
That's good. How about you, Alex? Did you have a good sprint?
Yep, it was good. I've got some words down, and I've also done a row on my crochet as well, so I'm quite happy with that.
Excellent.
Continuing on, I think we're about to have a chase scene, so I'm always into that. There's always a lot of running around in middle grade, so I'm up for it.
That sounds really fun. I managed to cut all my bits of paper up and stick them in what seems like a decent order, and it's basically bit that I know is going to be in, and then like jumbled to one side. I've done it on like an A3 sheet in my big notebook. So I've got like a sequence of some stuff and then things that I don't know where they fit yet, but I feel quite optimistic that I know roughly the bit of the book they'll be in. So yeah, we're in the end stretch now, I think, where I know what the plot's going to be. So
that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's just slow. I wish I was quicker at plotting, but that's the bit I find the hardest, I think, like the ideas and making it all. I think once I've got the idea for a scene, it just flows out of me. But if I don't know the next scene, I can be stuck on that for days.
Yeah.
So let me just jump to the comments because we've got quite a few new ones from people. So the title of the next Mina book, Mina 3 is going to come out early April next year. Sorry about that, I haven't written it yet. But I decided my publisher that we would announce it early April this year so that kind of a year before the book comes out, you'll get the title, which is great because I keep nearly saying it. So I'm so glad I can actually then say it and not accidentally nearly spoil it. Sharon is good. Sharon knows. Yes, you were right. So yeah, next week, in like a week, I'm going to be able to actually spill the beans. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. That sounds very like fantastical and beautiful. Let us know how you're getting on with that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like one of those people who's like, I'm like, oh, don't turn pages over or don't break spines. Like, however you want to read, I think is fine. It's just, I can't understand the idea of sitting and actively doing it on purpose. I feel like I'd do something really wrong. So I'm going to have to look. Thank you. So my friends don't read on TikTok. I'm going to have a look and just maybe try on a book that like I've got the proof and the finished copy of. I might do it with your proof or something, Ashlyn, or my proof because I've got both copies. So can legitimately like ruin a book I've actually got 2 copies of. Nice. Yay. Yeah, that's the bit, isn't it? In a book like that where everything's kicking off. I really enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying it as much as you were, Kasia, last time we spoke. Okay, so that is it. We're at the end of the comments. I think I'm going to write a really difficult scene. Do you ever have scenes, you two, where like, you know it's a useful scene, but it's going to be difficult to get all the information in, like the characters have got to tell you stuff.
Yeah,
They've got to speak
all the time.
Stuff. And I'm making it a really cool setting just to kind of placate the writer side of me because I don't like info dump, but I need to make it come across in a really natural way. So I think I need to write the info dump and then like make it palatable and pretty and New Orleansy in between. So yes, if you see me pulling faces, that's because I'm not writing kissing or murder. I'm writing like actual information that people need. Which is not my favourite. And I think the scene will be fine. It's just one of those that I know it's going to be a slog to get to it, but I can't put it off any longer. So you write your fun chase scene, Alex, and just think of me slogging through info dump. And you write your part, Ashlyn, and I won't like resent either of you at all.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
If you see my happy face, just ignore me.
No, I'll use it to give myself joy that the happy scenes will come. This is just a difficult one that I've been building up to. I know that these people need to tell these other people some stuff that is useful, and we'll kind of kick a few things off, but it needs to be said before the kicking can start. So, okay, let's go.
Don't panic if you see me doing like weird panic faces, because my cats are like right there, and one of them keeps trying to climb on the keyboard. My editor Kitty, who rewrote a huge chunk of my my document last week that I was complaining about. I think he wants to sprint with us. He's been trying to climb on the keyboard. So if I'm doing panicked faces, that's probably why. Or my characters are panicking and I'm just saying the dialogue out loud.
Oh, Alex, I'm just going to do this comment before we jump because I want to know the answer to this question too.
Ooh. Yes, Han.
And that sounds awesome as well. So
that sounds absolutely amazing, Han. Han always has the best ideas. I'm so excited to read everything that Han's writing. I think Han's going to be a rising star very, very soon. I had a lovely time. I went to Disneyland Paris with some of my girly friends and rode all the big rides except for Crush's Coaster and Big Thunder Mountain because they were closed. So this means that I did go on the Tower of Terror. And a bit of wee did come out at the top of the Tower of Terror.
It's the only
there was a small puddle.
I would be the same. I went on it once. I felt like my stomach was at the top and then it was at the bottom, and then it definitely wasn't inside me at any point. I really didn't like it. I'm impressed you went on it again knowing that.
Oh, it's the atmosphere. I really love it, and I love the design of the ride. I mean, obviously Twilight Zone, it's quite unique, I think, in terms of, theme park aesthetics and sort of themes and stuff, and unusual for it to be in the middle of Disneyland. I noticed it's been changed to Guardians of the Galaxy in the States, but the staff really kind of ham it up because they know that you're scared. So this guy, as we were all in and we were all sitting down, and he was talking to the majority of people in the lift. In the lift, the majority were French, so obviously he was talking to them in French, and then all of a sudden, I guess, looked over, and I think I was just looking at him like, and he went, English? And I went, yeah. And he said, you'll be fine. And I said, I've changed my mind. I want to get off. And he just left and shut the doors. It was too late. So I had a lovely time, Han. Thank you very much. But I did leave my guts behind at Disneyland Paris.
I imagine. Oh, God. Is the Frozen experience still there? Can you remember? Because that was my, when we went last year, it was his favourite thing. And I'm like, I really hope it's still there in June. It doesn't feel very June-like, a Frozen show.
Oh, we didn't see any of the shows, but the fireworks have a very, very big Frozen theme. So if he can stay up that long, it's worth watching it because they light up all the castle. Also, they're making a Frozen land, like a whole new area. Yeah, so I don't know when that will open, but that looks really great as well.
You do know I'm going to have to go back.
Haven't been. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'd love to go back. I hadn't seen all of the Toy Story bits and pieces either. The last time that I went, so that was really cool to see. Really, really loved that. It was really great, and like Han said, the Star Wars. Oh man, I mean that's just my fave. We went on Star Tours 4 times while we were there, and it was so great. Oh, it's so good because it's a different story each time. So. Definitely. I think Litland would love that because it's just a simulator. So take him on it.
Did you go in Pim Cantina? That was really cool. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Is it like Guardians themed or is it just Marvel themed restaurant? I really liked that. That was good.
Yeah, I think it is Marvel themed, isn't it? We ducked our heads in, but we didn't eat there because it was very, very full. But we did go on the Spider-Man, the web slinger thing where you go like that.
I booked
and that was really good.
I was going to do one adult ride, and they closed the whole park and said everyone had to leave because there was a power failure. And I was like, I'm cursed to not ride any adult rides. I'm cursed to just ride all the baby rides for 4 days. So I'm hoping Spider-Man this time.
You would have loved it, Amy. It was really, really good.
I'm going again.
But hopefully this time.
Yeah, we're going in June, so I haven't got too long to wait. We'll talk about that more in future. I'll grill you for things I need to do in June.
I'll tell you everything you need to know. I have a spreadsheet.
Oh, excellent.
I'll let you know.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to sprint. We'll do another 40 minutes and then come back and have a bit of chat. I hope you can get straight back into all that motivation, Ashlyn, and that we haven't derailed you too much with Disney. And We didn't say
Sorry,
bananas again.
Ashlyn.
I said it, so you're going to think about
Oh,
bananas.
you've said it now.
I'm going to be disappointed now when we get this book and there is no Steve flinging the bananas scene in it, which sounds really bad out of context, but it's a story Alex told. If you were listening earlier, a man called Steve in a big cage of monkeys accidentally threw a big tub of bananas and monkeys descended. Chaos ensued. Is that about right?
Trenton Monkey Forest, yeah. Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke City Council, Board of Tourism, if you'd like to contact me, please do.
Yes.
I can get you in touch with Steve.
Yes. I mean, class. Just all round. This is what you have to expect if you go to Stoke. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go and sprint for 40 more minutes, and then we will see you on the other side.
Bye. Good luck.
Hello. That one completely caught me off guard. I was like, "Is it time up already? What's happening?"
Made you jump.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, how did you two get on?
Great.
Good. Thanks. Did you have a good session?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hijinks are ensuing in mine, and it's just a lot.
Yay!
I'm really
It's
enjoying
late
writing.
at night. It's late at night for hijinks, but I'm glad you're finding the enthusiasm for it.
I'm enjoying writing mean girls being bitchy to each other, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice. Get all of that out on the page.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I've had a lovely time. I've done my little scene of the carriage kind of careening through the Dreadval forest. That was really good fun.
Cool.
And I've done another row on my crochet as well. So yeah, that was really good. How about you?
Yeah, good. I ended up doing a bit of plotting of this scene and trying to list like some of the stuff I needed to include in it. And then I got really into describing the location that it's in, and I love the location now. So I was like, oh, tricky scene, but happy about the location. I mean, do you have, I don't know whether you get this in yours, where there's like little specific details that you include, and you're like, oh, I love that little detail. I love that little detail. It makes it feel like mine. Like they're the bits I really enjoy, like the making it just a bit fun and a bit whimsical, and like this will never be a real place, I'm sure, but in my head it's
That's your fingerprint on the world, though, isn't it? That's how when someone picks up your book, they know that you've written it because that is a part of you that you've put in it.
Oh, that's nice way of looking at it. And yeah, maybe that's why I enjoy it, that it feels like they're the moments where I'm just being really free and kind of writing what exactly I want. I'm not constrained by, oh, this mystery needs to go in this direction, or this relationship needs to go in this direction for the plot. Like they're just moments where you're like, oh, I can have X, Y, and Z thing. I'm not going to spoil for myself or other people. And let me see where we're up to in the comments. Let's see how the people are getting on, and then we can jump right back in. Yes, I'm sure you are right. I can't entirely remember, Kesha, but you're reading the second book in a trilogy, and we do like to do that. I certainly did that at the end of mine. I dropped a little cliffhanger right there. Oh, thanks for joining us. If we've missed you, sorry, Sharon. I'm sure we'll catch up at another one. It is getting to that time of night, isn't it? As I was writing just then, hence the not realizing the time had come. I was like, oh, getting a little bit tired. So yeah,
Indeed.
I think it's time for half an hour sprint. Are you two okay to go a little longer, or do either of you need to?
I am actually going to duck out, guys. I'm sorry for being a wimp, but I actually have a driving lesson tomorrow morning, so I'm going to go and sort of prepare myself. So yeah, if you guys want to stay off the roads at about 9:15 tomorrow, I understand. I will do my best not to get either of you.
Oh, how many have you had so far?
I passed my test 6 years ago and never drove since because of, reasons, financial reasons. But now, we're finally getting back on the road. I'm very sorry to everyone who will find that idea terrifying. So I'm taking some lessons to make sure that I am safe and do not accidentally do a murder when I get back in the car.
Yeah, I mean, that might be quite bad if you sort of did just go out there not remembering how to drive or anything. I reckon, I don't know.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's just like Need for Speed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I think that's the idea of driving. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I do find it worrying that you had to specify accidental murder.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have to be quick with your intentional murder. You have to know.
I have a list. There is a small list of people where I will black out and mount the pavement if I see them. But that list is very, very small, and I assure you that you guys are not on it.
Oh, good. And we know nothing. If anybody comes knocking on our doors asking about that, we didn't hear you say that, did we?
Yeah. If we could find a way to like somehow bleep that behind the scenes. I realize this is live. If we could all just collectively forget that was said, that would be brilliant. Thank you.
We know you're joking. It is fine. You are allowed to have a dark sense of humor. You are a vampire author. You're entitled to be quirky and eccentric. So we'll go with that.
Yes, joking.
Okay. Well, have fun at your driving lesson. And we'll see you, assuming you're still in One Piece, of course, as you will be after it. I mean, obviously.
Fine.
We'll see you at
I will
one of
see you
these.
next time. Thank you for having me. You guys are amazing. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
And then there were two spooky people. You look especially spooky now, Ashley. You're like illuminated in red with some vague gleams in the background of like that could be anything.
Yeah, that's the light has changed here, hasn't it? So suddenly I've been plunged into darkness.
I think it's all good. Whereas I just look like my usual kind of washed out vampire self when I'm downstairs. I think I look a bit grey, but it's fine. It's more comfortable than my writing room looks nice on like YouTube videos, not comfortable for settling in for like 3 hours of writing. So I have to be downstairs for these. Less pretty, but more practical. So let's see what time it is. Yeah, it's 9:30, so I think a half-hour sprint will just round us off nicely. So I'll just change the kitty and then we can jump back in.
Sounds awesome.
Like do this at the same time. Okay, so we will see you on the other side. Let us know at the end of the sprint how you are getting on.
Good luck, everyone.
Hello was actually ready that time. I'm just going to stop the kitty because it will meow at us in 10 minutes. Did it make you jump that time?
Yeah, completely.
Sorry. Just in the middle of tense scene you were writing, you know.
Yes, a huge argument, loads of drama, lots of fun, revelations being revealed and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've still not quite got into the teeth of mine, but I think I know what's going to happen in it. I've kind of thought it all through, described the build up to the thing, so I think it's going to be okay. I didn't write loads today, but I did loads of plotting, so I feel quite good about that I know actually what's going to happen in this book.
Yeah, that's definitely a productive evening. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So I think that's it. It's 10 o'clock. That's probably a good time for us to kind of call it a night. A lot of the messages are now saying, I'm going to bed now. So, like Kirsty, I think we might have missed. So good night to people who are just heading off. Well done, Nicole. So I will be doing a sprint on Thursday. And as usual, and I should mention that we are going to be doing either on the 1st or 2nd of April. We're just ironing out the details. The live stream to talk about Million to One, the YA Book Club book. So if anybody's been reading that, I will post about it and let you know the final details. Excellent, Nicole. Oh, thanks for joining us, Kasha. Thank you for coming. It really helps to have people in the comments. It keeps us motivated, doesn't it? Keeps us honest, and actually writing, and not just kind of checking our phones because we know that we've got an audience. So.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Ashlyn, as always, for being there. Like when I reliably want to do this at the last minute, you're always there. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it does. It keeps me honest. So I'm always delighted to do it. And it's fun to come and hang out at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. And then I don't know whether you're heading straight off, Ashlyn, or whether I'll see you after. It's always a nice surprise whether people click off or whether they're still there after. Yeah, so hopefully I'll catch you all on Thursday or Future Sprints, and Ashlyn, I will catch you soon. Thanks again.
Okay.
And bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.